The lesson hidden in a leaf. Have you ever visited a place that suddenly brought back a memory you thought you'd forgotten? That's exactly what happened to me today. I spent the afternoon in one of my favorite places in London, Kew Gardens. It was one of those perfect summer days. 26 degrees, blue skies, and warm sunshine. Kew Gardens began as a royal garden more than 250 years ago. Today it's one of the world's most important botanical gardens, protecting thousands of plant species from around the globe. But that's not why I came here. As I wandered through the gardens, admiring the flowers, the ancient trees, and the tiny insects, I found myself thinking about one of my teachers from school in Brazil. I was about 15. He was brilliant, deeply respected, and unlike anyone I'd ever met. One rainy morning, a classmate walked into the classroom soaked from the rain, complaining about the weather. Our teacher stopped the lesson. He quietly sat at his desk and said something none of us expected. A few months earlier, he'd been diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. Then he said something I'll never forget. He told us the diagnosis hadn't changed the world. It had changed him. He stopped worrying about things that didn't matter. Instead, he began noticing the incredible beauty he'd spent a lifetime walking past. The delicate veins of a leaf, the perfect geometry of a flower, the astonishing complexity of a tiny insect. He realized that life is a miracle unfolding quietly before us every single day. Nothing had changed. He had simply learned to see it. Then he said something that has stayed with me for more than 40 years. He wished everyone could experience what he had experienced, just for one day. Not the illness, not the suffering, but the awareness. Because for one day, we would stop taking life for granted. We would stop complaining about the small things. We would rediscover how blessed we already are. Our health, the people we love, the simple gift of waking up to another morning. At 15, I thought his words were powerful. Today, walking through Kew Gardens, I finally understood them. Looking closely at a single leaf, watching a bee disappear into a flower, I realized how often we look without really seeing. Perhaps that's what William Blake meant when he wrote about seeing a heaven in a wildflower. Maybe the extraordinary has always been hidden inside the ordinary. We've just been too busy to notice. So let me leave you with one question. What have you stopped noticing simply because it's always been there? Don't wait for illness to teach you the value of health. Don't wait for loss to teach you the value of love. Don't wait until time feels short before you realize how precious today already is. Slow down, look a little closer. Life is happening now, and it is far more beautiful than we often realize. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, don't postpone living.